That's not what we're talking about. The only thing that Mr. Rathbun talked about was his personal experiences, which, by the way, under the law are not privileged. Communications are privileged. Talked about his personal experiences with regard to a legal matter in Texas, what, 20 years ago? It's relevant, but it has nothing to do with the merits of this case today. The only reason why it even comes into this case is that they have come to court and asked you for the ultimate relief, dismiss us from this case. The material is not privileged. They know it's not privileged. They have an obligation, if they want to claim that it's privileged, to protect it. They have never protected it. By the way, what you have right there attached to the supplemental response, the testimony under oath of Mr. Rathbun from that Florida federal case. You know what the church defendant did in that case? They said, well, that's hearsay and it's not true. Where was the claim? Well, gosh, that was privileged information. That's confidential information that the church tried to get the fix in with the federal courts in Tyler, Texas, with the Jenkins and Gilchrist law firm and their local counsel. Where was it? Your Honor, this is a despicable motion. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. And for Mr. Spencer to get up here and say, oh, this is made even worse by the fact that I did this against, I hate doing these things, but I had to do this against these same lawyers in another case. We attached to our initial response the response that we were going to file to that ridiculous motion in South Texas, showing that it was completely bogus. He asked me not to. They withdrew their motion. Did he mention that anywhere in his motion to disqualify us in this case? That he withdrew that motion in exchange for me not filing my response, showing that it was total garbage? So twice now, I have been called immoral and unethical, and that I filed something heinous and all of this other stuff, and this is absolutely wrong. I don't know what it, other than all the submissions you have, we'll be happy to put on any evidence you want, argue the law in any way you want, but I'm just telling you, Your Honor, this is a baseless motion brought for dilatory reasons, and we're going to be back here asking you to sanction these defendants.
Judge, I know that you're attracted, but I do just want to respond to Mr. Jeffrey's attack on me personally about the sanction.
Well, I think it right now was a tit for tat. There were some personal attacks flowing both directions. Can we just save it for argument at the end of the day?
As you wish, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, before we get into any further aspects of this hearing, I would just ask at this time that any recording devices